Hello, my little tiddlywinks, and welcome back to another episode of Prison Architect. So, I was trying to do some nice expansions, but as you can see, we're dirt poor now. We've got some good cash flow, that'll be really nice, but it's only going to take 24 hours for us to be able to get that. So, we want to try and bump these up so we can get more prisoners in here so we're making more money. Don't worry, they can't escape from here. They're safe. They're just running around being stupid. But we need to get more rooms going. Now, what's nice is you can go ahead and go into the grants page. And because we have space for one more grant, we can go ahead and get something to get us more money. Now, the cell block fee only gives us 10 grand. This is actually going to lose us money, and we can't even do it. This is going to get us only money if we complete it. So this prison manufacturing one is going to give us a 20 grand up front. So let's get that. Now we have money. Now we can afford to get these actively turning into jail cells. So we will continue on our way. Filling these rooms up. These ones aren't going to be as nice as the other ones for now. We don't have the money to afford it. So we're going to give them the bare minimum. So we need to keep going and having toilets and everything. Then we need to make sure that we give them a radiator and a shower. But we're not going to give them, all the extra stuff for right now. We'll come back later and expand and turn them into nicer rooms. But for now, due to money, we're going to keep it at the bare minimum. Not that we have to be nice to our prisoners. I mean, what do you guys think? Should we be nice to our prisoners? Does it make a difference that they're ladies? Is that an issue? Let me know what you guys think. Love to hear from you. So, the one thing that we are going to have to do is be able to run hot water over here. Now, I don't think at this point that this hot water heater will reach all the way down here. So we're going to have to throw one in. So we're going to use these two little spaces. Now, I've gone in and done planning. Planning's really helpful. Use it, guys. It's a very handy thing to have. It'll make your life a lot easier in the long run. So I've gone out and planned some rooms. So each of these will be a jail cell. Then we have these two little spaces that I threw on the end. What's going to be nice is we can use one for a water heater. So you can see here, it's just enough space for the water boiler. So we can put that right in there. We're going to run our electricity down to it. We can run our water down here. And run our water to it. That means now we can take our hot water. We'll just run it straight down. And put one here for the showers once they get those in. Let's not forget to run our water to the toilets. If we can spare the $2 for later. And we're going to put in the sprinkler systems. I'm not too worried about fires right now. We're doing okay. There. So now those will be functioning rooms. We can actually label these as cells. And now I've got another 5 people, so they'll arrive in 12 hours and we'll actually be making a few bucks. That'll be super helpful. And we still have some money. We've got, another 17 grand, so we can continue on our way. We're going to keep going. We're going to make sure that we get these jail cells finished off. I'm going to separate this. Send that all the way down to here. And separate these rooms from each other. This will give us another, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ladies to lock up. Now what I'm going to do with this little room here is we're going to make that a solitary confinement. If your prisoners are bad, you need to have a good place to put them. So you need to put a solitary door on there. And then we'll actually call this, you can see here, up here, solitary. Boom. That's all you need. You can technically have like a 1-by-1 room, and that's fine. Ours is going to be 3 long. It's okay. Not going to make a difference. So if we do have ladies being bad, we can lock them up. So they'll hopefully get these all done soon. Now one thing to notice is that we have a prisoner up for parole. That's a good source of easy money. So what we need to do is to have rooms for them to do their parole meeting. So again, under your rooms you will see parole. paroles need to be 5 by 5, so we need to make sure that there's enough space. So we will do that. We will make room. I think that's right. Good enough. Yeah, that's 5 by 6. That's okay. So we'll just throw a door on that one. Not a big deal. Oh, this is a 5 by 5 room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Ignore my crazy rantings. I'm an insane scientist. Don't worry about it. So in a minute, we'll get this going, hopefully soon. And I put the parole rooms there. You can put them anywhere. The guys that'll come in for those parole hearings will go anywhere in your place, and they're safe. I don't think anybody will actually attack them, so it's alright. So in a second, this room should finish up. Maybe. Eventually, there we go. Parole room, that needs to have just one visitor's table. And we'll flip it around. That's something else I noticed. You can't flip these. Like, you can put them sideways, but you can't put the 3 seats on the other side. It's kind of weird. Whatever. We're just going to throw it in here. It's done. Now, once they get that visitor's table, and if you ever hover over an item like this, you'll see where they're going. And I don't know where he's going. Just running around. Now, something that we're going to want to do here in just a minute after this is finished, I'll show you, is we're going to move our, deliveries and garbage. Because they're running all the way down there to pick up supplies, and it's adding a lot of extra time. Alright, so now we have a visitor's table. That means this room is now parole. Perfect. So what you want to do is go into your reports, and under programs, these are really good things. So, something like kitchen safety, we're going to want to get that going, because there's 6 people interested, and you need people to pass that in order for them to actually work in the kitchen. As you can see, no time slot is available. We'll get to that in a minute. But what you also want to do is come down here. Oh, and something else we're going to want to do is the pharmacology treatment. We've got 2 people in the queue for that. That means they found 2 prisoners that need therapy with their drug addiction. So I would definitely start that, get that going. Alcoholics group. It's another good one to have. It's going to cost you $200 per session, but it'll help keep down the, drug and alcohol use. Now your parole hearings, these are really nice. Get those going. Now in the next available time, they will actually be able to use this. You can see 6 to 10, there's an opening. I would just go ahead and start one every spot possible. You can see all these rooms booked now, so we'll get rid of those. So we'll have 4 of them go on at this room throughout the day. So from 6 to 10, 10 to 2, etc., etc., you'll be able to parole prisoners from that room. Now you can see here that there is all rooms booked, which means that there just isn't time for them to be able to use those. So what you need to do is start working in your regime. So right now we don't have them working. Work is the time when prisoners either can go to their jobs, like working at the laundry, or they actually get to do programs like go to parole hearings, or being able to go and get treated for drugs, get treated for alcohol, and all that stuff. So now's our first time that we're actually going to start playing with this time schedule a little bit. So the one thing that a lot of the prisoners complain about in the morning is that they're hungry. We have eating all the way down here. Might not be the best time for it. So we're going to move that around. So we're going to switch this over so that we've got food now showing up a little bit earlier in the day. So they're going to take a shower, then they're going to go eat. That'll be good. And then maybe right after that, we'll give them, go out to the yard. And then we'll have them, maybe we'll have them lock up first. And then we'll have them work for 3 hours. 3 hours will be good time for it. It's enough that you'll be able to do most of the programs that are available. So between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. they'll actually go to work. And after that, maybe then we'll have them, maybe give them some just flat out free time. Why not, you know? And they'll go eat, and then they'll get locked up. Again, keep about 2 spaces for eating. It's kind of helpful. You can probably even really get rid of these lockup if you really want to, but it helps reduce the number of times that they'll actually, you know, go and do bad things. So now we should be able to see in our programs, if we hit reschedule all programs, these now have time for them to actually go and do stuff. So between 2 and 4, they'll work in the kitchen, or they'll get kitchen safety. Between 2 and 3, they'll get pharmacology treatment in the infirmary, and they'll have an alcoholics group therapy from 2 to 4 p.m. So good. Now we have parole hearings. Eventually our little guys will be able to go to parole. And when they do get to leave, we actually make quite a bit of money. So that's why it's really nice keeping your prisoners low risk or minimum security, because they'll be able to get through and get to that parole hearing a lot sooner, which is very helpful. Sure, we don't get the daily cash flow from it, but every time they get paroled, you make some money. So it'll be really helpful. But you don't want to just be letting anybody out. So if you go into your policy, you can control what the parole cutoff is. So 33% rate is, they've made some mistakes in prison, but not a lot. I personally like to bring this down to like 20 or 15%. This will help make sure that you don't have reoffending prisoners. We'll set ours at 20 or 19, I guess. Let's go with that, which is a good number. If you see here, we now have a prison grading. So we've released 2 prisoners over time, but we need to have 10 prisoners released before we can actually say that they're, you know, that we can actually get our grading system. So we'll worry about that later. So good. We now are doing pretty well. We've got that done. We've got some more cells. Those are hopefully getting filled here in a minute. But we're also starting to get higher and higher numbers. So up to 25 prisoners. And don't forget, we have a baby. A baby, for whatever reason, counts towards your capacity. Haven't quite figured out that. And something else that I want to do, before I forget, is dismantle that door. We should probably just put a normal door in. There's no reason to, you know, lock prisoners out from that, because they just want to go eat. And remember how we built our little reception area? You can see here we've got some new prisoners coming in. We got, like, Grace here. She did some video game piracy. Ha 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 ha. You know, I think it should be like 20 years on there or something. But anyway, what's really cool is when you buy this on Steam, you're actually able to buy like the special version. I think it's called like Founders Pack or something like that. You'll pay a little bit extra, but you'll actually be able to write a biography and design characters. It's really cool. Sadly, I didn't know that, and I didn't get that the first time around, and I just don't have the money right now to get it. But it'd be really cool to be able to make your own character, and you'll see some of them once in a while, where some of them just have really well-written biographies, and they're absolutely amazing. Some of them are really funny names and whatnot. We'll get to that. Maybe someday I'll be able to pay for it, and we'll go ahead and do that. Now, something else that I said I was going to do is we're going to move some of these rooms down here, because there's no reason to have the garbage and deliveries down here. That's just dumb. So what we're going to do is we're going to find ourselves the deliveries, and we are going to remove those. We're going to put the deliveries up here. There's no reason not to, so we're going to put it here. Put the deliveries there, and then we have garbage. We'll make that just a little one. There's no need for a big one with that. And something else we'll want eventually is exports. So we're going to put a little space here for that. Exports are where if your prison makes something, which we'll get to eventually, they'll actually take it to the exports and they'll sell it, which is really nice. It's a great way to keep your income going up. You can build rooms for these. Eventually we probably will. But for now we just don't have the cash flow to be too concerned about that. So, way back here, we have these little rooms that we were working on. We should probably finish them. So, let's go ahead and get ourselves We'll name them first because it saves us time. Throw these in. You know what? I'll work on these on my own. Oh, we had somebody do something bad. So we had Olivia here did something bad. Not sure what. I don't think it actually says here, but you can see she must have attacked somebody or got caught with something like narcotics. You can see she's in solitary confinement. It's a good thing, I suppose. I mean, I don't want to see her there, but you know, at least she's serving her time, doing her job. They have not taken this off yet. Sometimes you click these and nothing happens. It's kind of a pain. Whatever. Alright, so we can see here this is complaining again. We have another prisoner that can't be assigned to a cell. I'm assuming that means we have another baby. There she is. So, I'm going to go ahead and build another spot for her, and I will be right back. Welcome back! Hope you guys are having fun so far. Did a little bit of more work while you guys are gone. I went ahead and made myself some more cells here that I'll be finishing up here shortly. Before I forget, we can't stop adding, you know, all the stuff we need. We need to make sure that we keep running all of our pipe systems. I don't know what was going on there. I don't pretend to be a professional gamer. I'll make probably more mistakes than you would ever like. And there we go. And we'll, just don't forget to add these little pipes in, because eventually we'll go ahead and add some sprinklers. We want to make sure if there is a fire, we're protected. So, one thing that we want to get going here soon, especially because there's a lot of prisoners that want it, is to make ourselves a classroom. So, in here, get ourselves a nice room. So all we need for that is school desks and an office desk. So, and what's nice is you can see stuff gets highlighted. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Because for our grant, we need to have a classroom with 20 school desks. It's like I planned this or something, you know? We can add more eventually, but we're just going to make sure that we get the bare minimum and have those 20 in there. And then we're going to put an office desk up here. It's like it's the teacher's desk, I guess. We'll put it here, I guess. And again, do not forget to keep adding those radiators to your rooms. If you don't, your people are going to get cold and then they have a hissy fit. It's not fun. It's one of their big things that they go nuts about. So there we go. We got hot water to it. This room will finish here on its own eventually. So what else? What else do we have to do? We have like 9 grand now. We're getting decent money per day. We're not doing too bad at all. I would rather see that like 10 grand. But something you did miss while we were gone is a prisoner actually got early release. So we earned 3 grand just for that. So it's something that we definitely want to keep trying to make sure that we do, is have those prisoners keep getting released. The best way to do that is to do things like these reform through education. Going through these means they're not going to come back, and when they try and go for parole, they're more likely to get out, which is good. So even things I think technically even doing work like at the laundry and in the kitchen actually helps towards that, which is really cool. Now, something that we got to pay attention to is we now have 33 prisoners, so we need to make sure that we have enough table space for them. So each of these tables will hold 8 prisoners, which is pretty good. So we're okay for now, because we've got enough for what? 8 and 8 is 16, 32, so we've got enough for another 16 prisoners. So we're doing good. We've got enough space. There should be more than enough serving tables, and I think the cooks are keeping up. Looks like they are. You can see here prisoners to meals. They should be alright, I think. Maybe we're gonna need one more cook. So let's go ahead and let's get ourselves another cook so that we're getting everybody fed. It's kind of important. Hell, let's get 2. We have the room for it, because we're now making 2.5 grand a day because we increased in prisoners. But we don't have many guards available. And that could be a really bad thing. So we gotta make sure maybe bump up another 5 guards to go do whatever it is they need to go do. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I try and keep a decent number of guards. It just speeds things up, especially with like doors and whatnot. You can see here we've got Shoals here is going through the parole process. She's got her, a lawyer and a parole officer. She hasn't served her full 4 years for the false accounting. You can see she was just having fun, but everyone misunderstood the behavior. So for now, the prison is the only safe place to stay due to her rage quits. Oh, we should have known. She's such a rage quitter. But hopefully, since she's been nice, maybe she'll be able to get out early. I'm gonna guess this is probably one of the, Founders Pack thing, character creation things. Haxa, I'm guessing has to deal with her, rage quitting. Maybe has a name. Maybe that's the player name of somebody who made this character. But it's really neat that they have, this kind of stuff. You can see she's working on her parole here. Should be done. If she passes, which, her estimated reoffending rate chance is 32%. She's probably not going to pass. Have a feeling. Maybe. See what happens. Should be finishing here in just a second, I think. Maybe? Maybe not? I don't know. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Okay, maybe she can't. Maybe she's just going to be stuck there forever. Anyway. So we're doing good. We now should hopefully have... Yeah, we have a classroom now, so that's good. So what we need to do is get that under the programs. We need to make sure that we get this foundation education program. We got 13 people interested, so that's really good. That means we're going to fill up most of those seats pretty quickly, hopefully. So now we've got that going. Once a bunch of them have passed, they'll be able to take the general education qualification, which will take a little bit more time for them to be able to make it through. So it might take a little while. But always pay attention to what is wanted. Like spiritual guidance, there's quite a few people for the size of our prison. A third of the people want to go. So that might be pretty important that we might need to get that pretty soon. That'll have to probably do for the next episode. As well as we're probably going to want to start this workshop safety, because that's going to start making us money, and we need to start producing 30 license plates. So that'll probably be in the next video. Hope you guys have enjoyed so far. I might take a little bit of time on my own and try and expand our prison capacity a little bit on my own time, just so that we get, some more money and get things moving without having to sit here and me talk to you for 30 minutes while I'm making cell after cell after cell, which all look exactly the same. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, stay in trouble.